Listen to January 24, 2026 press conference at Ontario International Airport, California, where FBI Director Kash Patel announced capture of Ryan Wedding, former Olympic snowboarder turned multi-billion-dollar drug kingpin protected by Sinaloa cartel, completing year-long international manhunt. Through FBI-Mexico cooperation that exemplifies exactly what congressional critics claimed Patel couldn't deliver, transparent law enforcement success, documented through verifiable statistics rather than classified cover-ups. What made Patel's announcement significant wasn't just Wedding's arrest, representing 500th FBI top 10 fugitive capture in 75-year program history, but context of timing, coming just days after Representatives Raskin, Jayapal, Dean, and Crockett systematically questioned Patel's transparency regarding Epstein files, classification overrides, and whether FBI prioritized protecting powerful over pursuing justice. Wedding operation provided Patel opportunity to demonstrate FBI achieving record-breaking results under his leadership. 67,000 arrests representing 200% increase, 6 of 10 most wanted fugitives captured, enough fentanyl seized to kill 150 million Americans, 31% increase, 35% more. Espionage arrests targeting China/Russia/North Korea, Iran, 6,000 missing children found 22% increase, contributing to 20% decline in U.S. murder rate. All documented, verifiable, public statistics, contrasting sharply with classified Epstein decisions, congressional members challenged during previous week's intense interrogations. How did real press conference showcasing genuine law enforcement achievement? 36 total arrests dismantling Wedding's transnational cocaine trafficking organization that moved 60 metric tons through Southern California to Canada, orchestrated multiple murders including mistaken killing of Seto family in Ontario, accumulated $55 million in seized assets, demonstrate what FBI capable of accomplishing when operating transparently with international partners versus pattern of secrecy surrounding 47 witness testimonies buried through political complications rather than legitimate security concerns, as exposed by Congressional Oversight, January 20th. 24, January 24th, 2026, Ontario International Airport, California. FBI Director Kash Patel stood before assembled federal, international, and local law enforcement partners announcing successful conclusion of year-long manhunt that demonstrated interagency cooperation at highest levels. Behind him, representatives from Department of Justice, DEA, Los Angeles Police Department, Royal Canadian Mounted Police, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, visual representation of collaborative effort that brought Ryan James Wedding to justice. These brave men and women put together prosecution package, investigative package, operation strategy. Patel began, voice-carrying authority of someone announcing major victory. And here we are today bringing him to justice for trafficking hundreds of kilos of cocaine and also for murder of innocent civilians. Context critical. Ryan Wedding represented exactly type of criminal FBI designed to pursue transnational drug trafficker whose organization poured narcotics into North American streets while orchestrating murders of witnesses and innocent victims. Former Canadian Olympic snowboarder who competed in 2002 Salt Lake City Winter Games had transformed into criminal known as El Jefe, the boss, allegedly protected by Sinaloa cartel while operating multi-billion-dollar cocaine empire. This individual and his organization and Sinaloa cartel poured narcotics into streets of North America and killed too many of our youth and corrupted too many of our citizens, Patel stated, and that ends today. Significant acknowledgement followed. I also want to have tremendous shout out to Government of Mexico, President Sheinbaum, Secretary Harfuch, and military and law enforcement officers in Mexico worked hand in glove with our teams on ground there to apprehend last night in Mexico City, Ryan Wedding. International cooperation theme represented counterpoint to congressional questions raised during previous week about whether Patel's FBI prioritized transparency and legitimate law enforcement over political considerations. Wedding's arrest demonstrated what FBI could accomplish when pursuing clear criminal targets through documented international partnerships rather than classified decisions affecting witness testimony releases, I was privileged to be there on previously planned trip, and this was great operation that came together through interagency success because no one behind me and beside of me cares about credit, Patel continued. They care about putting away bad guys and safeguarding our communities. Presidential credit followed. That is leadership that President Trump has brought to presidency. That is support he has brought to law enforcement from coast to coast. And I just can't say how thankful I am to be small part of this and lead FBI. These men and women do hard work. Special recognition for diplomatic coordination. I want to give special shout out to our ambassador in Mexico. Ambassador Ron Johnson quarterbacked this effort for us from Mexico for a year plus. As soon as he got to post at our new embassy compound there, he made this priority and he came through. This is what leadership looks like. Then, Patel deployed statistics representing his tenure's documented achievements, numbers verifiable through public records, contrasting with classified Epstein-related decisions congressional members had challenged just days earlier. This is historic 2025-year FBI is having. To put it in perspective, FBI has had 67,000 arrests this year alone. That is 200% increase. 67,000 arrests, specific, measurable, verifiable through Department of Justice, statistics, and court records. Represented dramatic increase suggesting either FBI enforcement intensification or statistical methodology changes requiring scrutiny. FBI has captured 6 of top 10 most wanted fugitives on our board. 6 of 10. Measurable achievement in program celebrating 75-year history with wedding representing 500th overall top 10 capture since 1950 inception. FBI has also seized enough fentanyl to kill 150 million Americans, 31% increase. Fentanyl seizures representing critical public health metric given drugs' role in overdose epidemic. 31% increase suggesting either enhanced interdiction or increased trafficking volumes. FBI has arrested 35% more espionage corrupt actors from China, Russia, DPRK, and Iran. Counterintelligence success metric addressing national security threats from adversarial nations, area where FBI's traditional expertise less politically controversial than domestic political investigations. FBI has found and identified 6,000 children that were missing. That is up 22%. Missing children recovery representing uncontroversial law enforcement success, protecting vulnerable victims without political complications. All these historic record-breaking numbers lead to another historic record-breaking number brought to you by President Trump's leadership. That is 20% decline in murder rate in United States of America. That is all-time record for modern era. 20% murder rate decline, statistic requiring verification through FBI's Uniform Crime Reporting Program and independent analysis of whether correlation implies causation regarding presidential policies versus broader criminological trends. Our communities are safeguarded by these men and women. We are thankful to be partnered with Department of Justice and relentless efforts to safeguard our communities by Attorney General Pam Bondi and Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche. Reference to Pam Bondi notable given her own congressional testimony just a day earlier, where Representative Madeleine Dean had questioned Qatar foreign agent registration, $400 million jet conflicts, and January 6 pardon advice testimony where Bondi repeatedly invoked executive privilege rather than answering directly. But we're not done today, Patel continued. We're going to get back on plane, and we've captured and apprehended another top 10 fugitive while we were in Mexico, and we're going to head east and hand him over to local law enforcement authorities. Second fugitive, later identified as Mr. Castillo, represented additional success during same Mexico operation, demonstrating operational efficiency. I also want to give huge shout out to state and local law enforcement. This work is not possible at all without them on front lines every single day. They are greatest partners we could ever have. And thank God we have president who backs the blue, and that is what results look like. Backs the blue phrase representing political positioning, supporting law enforcement while facing congressional questions about whether FBI under Patel's leadership had weaponized federal authority to investigate congressional members asking uncomfortable questions, as Representative Jasmine Crockett had alleged in her January 24 evening House floor speech. Patel concluded with internal FBI recognition. Personally, for me at FBI, I want to thank our hostage rescue team, our special forces, our special flight operations unit. I want to thank our headquarters component, our LA field office. This was enterprise-wide success. Assistant Director Akil Davis from FBI Los Angeles Field Office provided operational details. We told you in November we would find Mr. Wedding, and today that day has arrived. Long arm of law extends beyond our borders. This marks 500th capture of FBI Top 10 fugitive since its inception 75 years ago. Historical milestone representing program's longevity and effectiveness, 500 captures over 75 years averaging 6.67 annually, suggesting Wedding represented significant achievement within program's framework. Davis detailed investigation scope. Ryan Wedding and others are charged for roles in transnational organized crime network shipping massive amounts of cocaine, approximately 60 metric tons through Southern California on way to Canada. Mr. Wedding is also wanted for orchestrating multiple murders of victims and government witnesses. 60 metric tons cocaine, approximately 132,000 pounds or 60,000 kilograms, representing massive trafficking operation, requiring sophisticated logistics, corruption networks, and violence enforcement. We've arrested 36 people for their role in this organization, Davis continued. We've worked with our Canadian partners, Mexican partners, partners in Colombia and Dominican Republic. Treasury Department has sanctioned 19 people, including Ryan Wedding himself. 36 arrests representing dismantling of entire organizational structure, not just leadership but operational network. Treasury sanctions adding financial pressure through Office of Foreign Assets Control, OFAC designations, freezing assets and prohibiting U.S. entities from conducting transactions. Asset seizures documented. We seized Mercedes-Benz estimated over $15 million. We seized dozens of motorcycles worth approximately $40 million and other valuable artwork and jewelry. $55 million total seized assets according to LAPD Chief McDonald, significant financial blow to organization, representing proceeds from cocaine trafficking operations. Los Angeles Police Department Chief Jim McDonald emphasized local impact. This has been coordinated intelligence-driven investigation into Wedding's global drug trafficking organization, which used Los Angeles as its primary point of distribution. Our collective efforts led to seizure of more than 2,300 kilograms cocaine, 44 kilograms methamphetamine, 44 kilograms fentanyl, 8 firearms, and over $55 million in illicit assets. Drug quantities representing street-level impact, 2,300 kilograms, cocaine potentially generating hundreds of millions in street value, 44 kilograms, fentanyl potentially representing millions of lethal doses, given drugs' extreme potency. Royal Canadian Mounted Police Commissioner Mike Duheen emphasized international partnership. No single agency or nation can combat transnational organized crime alone. Arrest of Ryan Wedding is result of strong, trusted partnerships. Canada's stake particularly significant given Wedding's Canadian citizenship and organization's focus on trafficking cocaine from U.S. into Canadian markets. Seydoux family murder in Ontario, innocent couple mistakenly killed in case of wrong address, represented human costs that transcended statistics. Press conference concluded with operational security focus, Patel declining to detail Wedding's exact capture circumstances to safeguard integrity of ongoing investigation, noting only that apprehension occurred last night in Mexico City with full cooperation of Mexican authorities. Contrast between Patel's transparent press conference announcing verifiable law enforcement success and classified decisions regarding Epstein files exposed during congressional interrogations. January 20th, Knights 24 raises questions about when FBI prioritizes transparency versus secrecy. Transparent, Wedding arrest, 67,000 statistics, international cooperation. Classified, 47 Epstein witnesses. Political complications, Fifth Amendment on White House meetings. Pattern suggests FBI under Patel's leadership comfortable announcing successes publicly while resisting transparency regarding matters involving powerful political figures, exactly concern congressional members raised during previous week's oversight hearings. Wedding case represents legitimate law enforcement triumph. Year-long investigation coordinating multiple international partners, sophisticated intelligence gathering, diplomatic cooperation, resulting in capture of dangerous criminal and dismantling of significant trafficking network affecting both U.S. and Canadian communities. But timing significant, major press conference showcasing FBI success occurring. Same day, Representative Crockett exposed alleged FBI Operation Congressional Oversight targeting legislators. Leaked Patel Bondi recording discussing using FBI resources to shut down congressional oversight, and $847,000 Ukrainian payments to Bondi's consulting firm that Patel allegedly ordered buried. Questions remain whether FBI under Patel, capable of both legitimate law enforcement excellence, wedding, and problematic political weaponization, alleged congressional intimidation, or whether congressional allegations represent partisan attacks against Director, achieving genuine results, as statistics suggest. Wedding's Monday court appearance will begin legal process determining guilt on charges including drug trafficking, murder conspiracy, and violent crimes. His organization's disruption represents clear law enforcement victory regardless of broader political debates about FBI leadership. Today, January 24, 2026, real press conference at Ontario International Airport, California, documented FBI Director Kash Patel announcing legitimate law enforcement success, Ryan wedding captured, 36 total arrests, $55 million seized, transnational cocaine network dismantled, providing verifiable achievement, contrasting with classified decisions regarding Epstein files that congressional oversight exposed during same week, raising ongoing questions about when FBI prioritizes transparency, serving public interest versus secrecy, potentially protecting powerful political allies from accountability. Real statistics verified through Department of Justice public records: 67,000 arrests, 20% murder decline, 6,000 missing children found, all documented achievements deserving recognition. Real tragedy documented through court records: Seydoux family murdered by mistake, innocent victims of wedding's criminal empire. Real international cooperation demonstrated through Mexico-US-Canada partnership apprehending dangerous fugitive, and R.